Yes, lovely people, Dwayne, Nathan, Jack here. Welcome to my page. And today we're going to go through self-concept is the hidden KPI. That's right, it is the hidden KPI because it's an individual that leads a business, a charity, a team. It's an individual. And that individual's self-concept will determine many different factors about how he turns up as a leader, how he's able to impact his employees or his recipients with his training, whatever it may be. It's all to do with self-concept. And what will define someone's self-concept? Who they believe they are, their confidence, their beliefs, and every area of their life, their program of their past, because the program of their past will define their choices and decisions of who they are as a person, their personality, because your personality creates your reality, their beliefs of their capabilities through possibilities, because if one has a low self-esteem, lack of confidence, then how's that going to drive the business? How's that going to drive the people as a leader if this person's falling short because they don't believe in themselves, or they're falling short where they haven't got that self-esteem and they're lacking? So the self-concept is a really important part, not just for an individual personally, but for business as well. Whether they're a sole trader, an entrepreneur, or a manager, a supervisor, this will determine the quality of the KPIs that happens within the numbers in the monthly meeting, whatever it may be, but also it will be a key contributing factor of the efficiency, the communication within the business. So self-concept, what we don't really touch on within business or the corporate world, because we're so busy chasing, trying to force to up the numbers, to get the products out and to keep making sales. We're living in a day and age where we haven't really took a step back to really look at what's most important within our business, yeah? And it's people. When I've been delivering workshops, working in a company, and we have the monthly meeting, the people and culture, I looked after the company for the year. And when the accountant's there showing the numbers, A, B, and C, and when I got to do my little workshop, I said, numbers don't move numbers. People move numbers. It's the same as the market. You've got NASDAQ, you've got US 30. The market, it's the indices, commodities. When you go into the market, it's people that are moving the market with their human emotion. So it's the same as within any business. It's that human emotion that's pushing. What emotion, what energy is behind that? Is it negative? Is it resentful? Because there's a lot of employees that resent their boss. They're always slagging it off. There's toxic stuff going on within the company. So these are just a few things that I'm just chucking out there before we step into the actual session. So if you haven't already, please do get yourself a pen and paper, because you know it's all about taking notes. You never know. I might even have to get my own pen and paper out, because sometimes, I'll be very transparent with you, when I'm delivering, sometimes some information, some wisdom comes through and I think, whoa, where did that come from? So I have to get a pen and paper and jot some stuff down myself, because sometimes that information just comes through me because I'm open and willing and not living in here, because I'm not caring about what people are going to think, say, because it's passion over perfection. So before I go any further, let's go. So as a business owner, entrepreneur, leader, whatever it may be, what do you allow? I know it's very broad, but I'm just chucking it out there. What do you allow? Do you allow the same employee keep taking their time off, bringing in sick, same patterns, same person, and you don't say anything. You just let it go over because they've been there, however. What do you allow? Do you allow your kids to break boundaries and not put any think in place, punish them, or put any structures in place to say, no, that's not on? Or do you keep allowing them to do this? What do you allow in your life? What do you allow within your business? Do you allow your business partner to keep making them same choices and decisions, and you're sitting back and you're not saying anything because he's more dominating than you, and you find it hard to articulate or share your views or opinions? Do you allow this? Do you allow certain conversations to go on within the company and don't challenge? Or do you hear something but you don't challenge these people and have a meeting, emergency meeting, because you lack confidence, self-esteem? Do you allow this? I'm just putting it out there. This is just a few scenarios, but you've got to answer the question yourself with taking notes, because you know, what have you been allowing last year that you can't be allowing this year? Has people been asking to borrow money from you, whether it's private, and you keep allowing it and they don't pay you back, whatever it may be? Do you understand? You're allowing it. You're giving them a license. Do people continue to take advantage of you? Do you allow yourself to get into business with people and then they take advantage and you lose capital? Do you allow yourself to then put investments in certain things without doing your due diligence? So you've allowed yourself to lose your capital because you allowed someone in to take control of capital and you didn't do your due diligence. What do you allow? Just asking the question. I use that one myself because there's a few investments and I put capital there and I didn't do my due diligence. I saw the guy had some real nice kettles and he's on private jets, and I'm on meetings with him, continue meetings, we built a relationship, and then boom, I allowed it because I didn't really do much due diligence because I got fooled by the eye, by what I saw on the meetings with him, and he's got private jets, he's in Monaco and all this stuff, and but yet it doesn't mean anything. I allowed it. So now I'm not going to allow things to happen like that going into the new year, because I'm going to do my due diligence, and it's a lesson learned. But I'm just asking you now, what do you allow? So there's the first one. I'll give you a few tips using my own scenarios. And then tolerate. What do you tolerate? What are the things that you've been tolerating in 2025 that you can't tolerate no more? Do you allow your business partner, he's not pulling his finger out because he's continually drinking, taking drugs, and it's affecting you because you might have to be picking up the pieces? Are you tolerating that? And why are you tolerating that? Are you tolerating certain stuff within your relationship, within your marriage, or are they tolerating you and they're allowing it? Because we've got to take responsibility as people. Why do we have to take responsibility as people? Because if we're allowing someone to do it, it's not down to them, it's down to us because we've allowed them to do it. So it's not the people. I allowed him to take my capital. It's not him, it's me, the fool. So I can't blame him. I gave him an opportunity. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So you have to take responsibility and have a deeper understanding and not hold on to that resent and that energy of a loss. It's not, you paid for an experience so that you're able to be competent, do your due diligence going into the future, because there's going to be more at stake. You see the way I've changed the way I look at it? But what have you been tolerating? Write it down on paper. Come on now. We've got no time for tomorrow. What have you been tolerating that you're not going to tolerate going further into the year? Because we're doing this little workshop now, and this is to prepare you for the road ahead, so you can sharpen up and that you can move differently. Because what's the foundation of the session is self-concept, and these are all contributing factors. Because does one let someone take advantage? Does someone keep letting someone doing the same things? No. But some people would, because they don't value themselves. So you, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, whatever, you have to have value within yourself, because then you're no longer allowing this to happen. You're no longer tolerating this to happen, whether it's in the workplace or whether it's personal life. You're not allowing it. And then we've got what's repeating. What keeps repeating in your life? What kind of confrontation do you have? Is there certain relationships within the business? Is there certain confrontation, certain conflict that's going on that keeps repeating? You keep getting in the same conflict with the same people. Well, there needs to be something to stop. You have to make some measures, put some measures in place. And sometimes that's actually looking and taking a seat back and actually analyzing and assessing what's actually been going on with why that confrontation happens. Because some people in life, they're just confrontational. I've actually gave people opportunities before, right? I've took the risk, I've given them an opportunity. And this guy was so confrontational. When I was addressing him on issues for him to grow, for him to learn, I'll give him opportunities, but he just didn't get it. He wanted to be like me. He would watch, see, because he came from similar places where I came from, and I'm all about opportunity. However, you still got to earn that opportunity. And that's one thing that I learned myself as well, by giving people opportunity too fast without them working for it. Guess what they do? They take it for granted. They get complacent, and they will sabotage it. Why? Because they're not ready for it. You have to develop into the character for life to present you with the opportunity, circumstance, and situation, and your dreams. You have to first be the character. Where does that come from? That comes from the self-concept. What do you believe about yourself? Who you are, what your capabilities are. Not just within personal, but within business, all over. Because if you're confident in life, you're confident in business. If you mean you're the business wherever you go, whatever you do, your communication. You're not afraid, you'll speak, you're confident, and you're on the roll. It don't matter where you are, what you're doing. You mean business 24/7. There is not an occasion, whether it's winter or whether it's summer or whether you're in business, you're the same character. You've got the same self-concept. You have the same values. You speak your truth. You have empathy for others, but you own yourself. That is true self-concept. Is there a lot of business owners? Is there a lot of leaders that have that self-concept where they believe in themselves? They believe in the product. They're looking after themselves. They're loving themselves. That's where the confidence comes from. It don't just come from nowhere. It's developed. It's developed through developing yourself, through sacrificing certain things that don't agree with you, agree with your values, agree with your health. Because there's always going to be a war. Let me tell you that. There's always going to be an inner war because your body's going to want to do that. But what your body wants to do is not going to align as the leader who you are. So then you're going to have to weigh up the pros and cons. And if you're a leader, you've got to weigh it up to say, do you know what? I can't do that because I need to be operating on a certain frequency, believing in me with my confidence in the Monday morning when I'm going in, so I can lead my people. Because if I can't lead me, how can I lead the people? Leadership is living by example. It's not me doing this and then you doing this, telling them one thing but then doing the other. It doesn't work like that. Living by example. So I'm just asking you the question. What have you been allowing and tolerating and repeating in 2025? And it's slowly coming into 2026, but we're going to nip it in the bud. That's why you're here. That's why you're going through this. That's why you're taking your notes, because you're taking action, because you know it's not sustainable and you want to make improvements and you want to be that leader, that business owner to do some great stuff. Put an A in the comments if you agree. I mean AA, sorry. It's an A when I say, are you with me? You just show me that you're with me. So we're just communicating. So you're feeling the energy, the delivery, just an AA, sorry, when there's that connection. And if there's something, because now and then I'll say, you with me? When I say you with me, just put an A in the comments. But if I connect with you and you're feeling that energy, just put an AA, just like battery. Or just like when they're on the hard shoulder, you've broken down. Who do they call? The AA. Jumpstart. Woo, woo, woo. Feel the power. Feel the energy. We're out here to make a difference. We're out here to see people's growth. We're out here to be the fertilizer for those business leaders, entrepreneurs that may have fallen short in certain areas. It's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I fell short, so short. I fell down so dark, so down. No one was even around because it was that dark, because I fell short with the choices and decisions. Why? Because this body wanted to do things that didn't go against, it went against life. This is true stories, non-fiction. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do, my clients, and improvement to reduce pain, suffering, and misery. Are you with me? A in the comments. So now we're going to go down and we're going to go into boundaries. We have to put boundaries in. We have to sit down one-to-one sometimes with that individual, and we need to break it down that this is what went on before, and this is how I felt, that A, B, and C. Have you got anything to say? Get their views, their input as well. And then you come to a conclusion to say, this can't go on moving forward. So we need to put some boundaries in place. And then once the boundaries in place, there's expectations. If they're broken, then there's consequences because we mean business. What boundaries do you have with your self-concept? Let's go deep diving now. Let's get the shovel out now. Let's go deep. Let's go deep. Boundaries for you. What did you tell yourself last year, December, that you wasn't going to do this year? And you've already broken that boundary. What did you say you wasn't going to do last year, but you are continually doing it now? Here we go. Repeating. What habits? What addictions? Because the habits and addictions are going to be the ones that's going to contribute to your self-concept. Because if you're continually drinking alcohol, that's going to affect your self-concept, because you're not going to have the confidence that someone that doesn't drink alcohol will have, or doesn't drink as much, whether it's months a month. Throughout that month, you're going to be shining, you're going to be confident, you're going to get to know yourself, you're going to believe in yourself, you're going to feel more energy, you're going to feel more present, you're going to operate congruently with people because you're conscious, because you're confident. But if you continue to drink, what's going to happen? Lack of confidence, self-esteem. Then you got guilt and shame because that enemy comes in even more because you've let yourself down. This is something you got to think about, boundaries. These boundaries within yourself. As a leader, as an entrepreneur, as an individual that wants to be the person that they were destined to be. Is it drugs? Are you continually taking drugs? And you said you wasn't. Are you in a toxic relationship that you said you're going to go? Cut off some ties. I met a guy at the gym earlier on this morning. He said he had to get out of the relationship. He's going to live in Thailand. And I said, well, make sure you behave yourself because you go from one problem to another problem because sometimes you take the problem with you. And it wasn't her. It was you, man in the mirror. No, I didn't go that deep. Yeah, but that is a concept that we can do. We think the problem is in somebody else, but the problem's in us, and we go somewhere else or get someone else, and the same patterns keep repeating. Are you with me? So, I asked you the question, what boundaries? Did you say you was going to start going to the gym? Did you say you was going to start going to bed at 9 o'clock? Did you say you was going to stop browsing? Did you say you was going to stop eating junk food? These are all contributing factors to your self-concept. Did you say you was going to sign up to a course that's going to improve you, but you never? Did you say, but you never? Did you break those boundaries that you put in place? And now you are suffering. Just asking the question. Because this is what we're here to do. We're here to explore and bring the truth. The truth may be offensive, but it's not sin. So, and then we've got burnout. Are you burning yourself out? Are you continually chasing work, empire, this deal, that deal, and through that process, what you're doing, you're burning out. And not just burning out, you're in misalignment, misaligned identity. And identity is the self-concept going up there. So your identity, who are you out of work? Who are you without your assets? Who are you? Are you as confident without these things? Because someone that has their identity in alignment, they are who they are. They have confidence without anything, without a watch or a car or whatever. They believe in themselves. They have this aura about them. They can create things, they can do things. They know they have something within inside them, that they don't need to rely on other people outside of them. They don't need something to make them feel special. They don't need a validation. They don't need belonging for them to feel like somebody. Because their identity is in alignment with who they truly are internally. Because they haven't been washed away by and taken prisoner by their habits and addictions of life through their five senses. And this video is like psychological. Throughout the year, I'm going to start getting deeper, but I'm just doing it slowly and gradually because then we go into, so you can grow with the flow rather than me going deep diving with certain concept that you may not understand. So at least now there is a little bit of a process so that you're able to then grow through rather than me giving you the raw physics and the science. Now, psychologically, we just roll into it. So, burnout. Are you neglecting and rejecting yourself through burnout? Them long days, long nights, early mornings, coffees, gym, neglecting the people that mean the most to you because you're out all the time. Just asking a question. And when you are at home, you're the lights are on but no one's at home. You're not present, you're not congruent, you don't care. Is your relationship breaking down? Are you watering the grass over the other side, thinking that the grass is greener, but it's not? It's greener wherever you water it. Are you neglecting the people that mean the most to you? If you were laying in your hospital bed, half dead, who would be around you? Yes, let's deep dive, let's ask the question. Who would you want there if you were gasping for your last air, breath? I've been there. I've been there in my own blood. Armed police beside my bed. Yes, could have been my last breath looking at armed police in all their gear. No one there. Gone. I knew who I wanted there. It wasn't the bloody people that I thought were my people. Whether you do business with, whether you're partners in crime or whatever it is, you know what it is. The people that you're spending most of your time with, would they be there? Or would it be the people that you're neglecting and rejecting? I'm just asking the question. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a vessel. Priorities. Priorities are key. That's why sometimes we have to literally just write some things down on paper, and we've got to just take a little seat back, and then we've got to have a little reflection and assessment in all areas of life. But at the end of the day, the self-concept is the driving force to the KPIs within your personal life and the KPIs within your business and anything else that you're doing. But without a self-concept where you believe in yourself and you're operating from a certain frequency, you're going to be falling short in every area of your life. So these are some of the things that we're going through now. We're just dipping our foot in this. We go deeper on other videos throughout the year. So make sure you do subscribe, people. Don't leave me hanging. Yeah? That burnout. And then weekend, and then boom, 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 drink alcohol, and then you're doing the same thing, repeating, yeah, abusing the body, and then going to the sauna, pretending to sit in the sauna in the steam room, and then your juices is gonna wash it away, and you're gonna be good. Nah, it don't work like that, I'm afraid, because there's physics, there's laws within the body, your biology laws, there's physics laws with your field, yeah, you let out a field. It's about 7 foot out of energy, and someone that's not living right, let me just quickly do it here. Someone that's not living right, that field will be like that. Someone that's living right, look, see how he's happy, she's happy. Look, that field goes out 7 feet. That field carries energy and a frequency that will attract the dreams. Life will work for you and through you. See this one here? This field is shortened to 3 foot out. And this is your aura. This will determine the quality of your life. People, this will be for another video. Because like I said, I'm staying on the psychological concept of life and the self-concept. I'm not even going deep diving yet. I'm going to ease into the year. But I just wanted to give you value so you got something to work on. So let's go down to burnout. That's due to overworking. What are you working on? What are you afraid of? Is there avoidance there? So you're working because you're trying to avoid something. Avoidance. You're trying to avoid the misses. Are you trying to avoid you? Are you trying to avoid stillness? Quietness? Overworking is a sign of avoidance because there's stuff there, yeah? Stuff that needs to be revealed and healed. I sit with myself all the time. I love my own company. Best company you can ever have. being your own best friend. That's for another video. I'm asking you the question, what are you overworking for? What are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove something? Are you trying to achieve something to get praise, reward? But in the process, you're going further and further away from yourself. There's a saying, gain the world and lose your soul. I'm just asking you the question. Because where we go wrong, we don't work on self. Why don't we work on self? Because we have to go there. Places where people don't want to go. And it's only when life will give you a slap, take you hostage, and hit you where it hurts that you actually stop. There's a story in the Bible, Paul the Apostle. He was going to kill the Christians. As he was going to kill them, what happened? He got stopped in his way. Jesus, big light. And then when he got stopped in this big light, he fell off the horse. He was blinded. He was on the floor. He said, there was a conversation that went on, and Jesus said, why do you crucify him? Why are you doing what you're doing? Yeah? Why are you killing A, B, and C? He told him to go 3 days, go and meet this guy at the next village, and he was blind for 3 days, 3 nights. He didn't eat, and then the guy was there, and then he said the person was going to be there. This is all like spiritual stuff. He got there, and then the guy healed him, and then he saw. And that's who become the leader, Paul the Apostle, that becomes Saul, Saul become Paul, whatever way around. And then he went about his business doing half of the gospel. But that's the same thing that happened to me. I got stopped because I was doing the wrong things. I was doing the wrong things for myself, drugs, alcohol, crime. And then I got stopped in a prison cell. For almost 12 years of my life, in and out of prison, from 17 to 29 years old. But when I got stopped, the ultimate stop, with that same light with Paul in my cell, I've never been the same since. I've never been the same since. That light, the same light of Paul the Apostle, happened to me in my prison cell. I was vibrating from head to toe. The only feeling that I can explain, because I've done every drug under sun, is ecstasy running through my body. But I'm in my cell, no one in there, sober. I had an experience with Christ. I was vibrating from head to toe in pure light. I haven't been the same since. That was my transformation. And that same light is still in me now. And that's how I ended up going out of prison in 2016, high risk, mapper, yeah? A mapper's for high risk prisoners. I got out, and then I was in approved premises, yeah, because I was on Mapper. 2 years later, 2014, 2016, I was back in prison with keys and contracts with Ministry of Justice. This is the power. Where did the self-concept come from? Because the person before that happened to me, I never believed in myself. I had lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence. Can you believe that? Yeah, lack of confidence. There was a false confidence with alcohol, drugs, so it was a moody character. So really it wasn't. Pretending you was that person, but it wasn't. But then after that experience, guess what happened? I had my own self-concept because it came from within. It was authentic. I was being me. I pulled my trousers up. I took the gold teeth out and went to the dentist and got some nice teeth. I pulled my trousers up. I started walking and talking like a businessman. I go into the job center because obviously I'm in approved premises and I have to part of the probation and stuff. And I say I'm Dwayne Nathan Jack, mastermind mentor, motivational speaker, educator in human potential. Nice to meet you, nice to meet you, nice. Looking at me like I'm crazy. But I knew my self-concept. I knew my identity in Christ. It's no longer me that lives, but it's him that lives within me. Come on. I followed principles from the Bible, from Napoleon Hill, from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But when I read these books, I was thinking, I'm already doing this stuff. When you're talking about fasting, I'm thinking, I'm already doing this stuff. So we're living in an information age right now. You got all these little 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds, they're coaches, mentors. They ain't even lived yet, but they've took the information, packaged it up. I'm old school. I've been doing this for the last 10 years. Before I got out of prison, I was having these experiences. It's only I was able, when YouTube came a little while later, I was able to think, wow, they were my experience. That's synchronicity, Joey Dispenza. So I married it together. Science and my experience of miracles. How did I get into the prison? Getting contracts with the prison. I can break it down through science and the spirituality of my relationship, following the steps and guides of Christ within the book, the powerful book. And then the science, marrying it together. This is the work that I do today. Not a Bible basher. I don't go church, but I live by laws, universal laws. And I follow certain ways of Christ. And I pray to God, the Father. Obviously, that's my private stuff, because I don't impress anything upon anyone. But sometimes it's good to know where the source is and the real foundation of some of these miracles. Because if you've got gratitude in your heart, who are you grateful for? To the universe, to this, that, and everything. You've got to be grateful to something. Do you understand? Who are you being grateful for? So, that's the question. So here we go now. Micromanagement. Yeah? You've got to micromanage yourself, your self-concept. When it comes to your habits, when it comes to addictions, when it comes to your values. Your self-concept will determine your values as well. Because the more you're implementing certain habits, certain lifestyle, that's going to form your self-concept. What you eat, what you drink, whether you exercise, whether you meditate, whether you pray, whatever woo-woo you may do, that's going to be the contributing factor of your life. Now, it doesn't matter what religion, what culture, these laws are laws. So it's not biased. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what culture you come from. What matters is there's laws and what you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself, and how you're going to implement that within your personal life and within your business. So that is the real KPI, yeah? Key Performance Indicator is all to do with the self-concept. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got a lot from the video. We covered a lot today. We went through what you tolerate, what you keep repeating, your boundaries, what boundaries you're breaking, what boundaries you're putting in place for the future. Burnout, what are you doing with your burnout? Why are you in a burnout? Because there's misalignment of your identity, or else you'd be in alignment. Overworking. Why are you overworking? What are you trying to avoid? And then micromanaging yourself, your self-concept, and looking at things so you can improve as a man or woman for your future. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got a lot from the video. Please do comment in the comment area, and then I will personally see you on another video. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and I'll see you there.